Patterson on the brink of a sensational Ibrox return. Rangers out to steal Guiagon from Celtic's grasp. Elliot Watt eyed as the midfield fix, and Rothwell booted as the clear-out begins. If you love Rangers, hit that like button. He left for £16 million. 16 million. And now Nathan Patterson's career path might just be heading full circle back to Ibrox, where it all began. After a move to Everton that had Ali McCoist himself shaking his head in disbelief at the price tag, Patterson's time down south has been a frustrating one. Injuries, inconsistent minutes, and now just 77 minutes of Premier League action this season. A talent like that, wasting away on the bench, is nothing short of scandalous, but now there's fresh light at the end of the tunnel. Reports suggest Patterson could be on his way back to Ibrox on loan, and let's be honest, you'd take that in a heartbeat. Still only 24, he's far from done. And under Danny Röhl, a manager who's brought a spark back to Rangers, this could be the chance for Patterson to reignite the fire. Just look at his numbers against Sunderland: 116 minutes, 6 crosses, 9 defensive actions, 7 duels won. That's no passenger. That's a lad still bursting with intent, still showing he can mix it. Imagine that energy down the right at Ibrox again, charging forward in front of you in the Copland. Brian King, formerly of Everton's scouting team, reckons the move makes total sense. Patterson knows the club, the fans, the demands, and crucially, Rangers can afford the loan. He's not coming in green. He's a product of the badge. He is Rangers. Now, here's where things get tasty. Would you take Nathan Patterson back, knowing you sold him for £16 million and now he's being offered on loan because he can't get a game at Everton? Parfait Guiagon, a name that might not roll off the tongue just yet, but don't be surprised if it starts echoing round Ibrox in the near future. The Ivorian winger from Charleroi has been lighting things up in the Belgian top flight, and he's now on Rangers' radar for a winter move. Only 24, he's got that raw, electric energy that could give your front line something different, something unpredictable. But here's where it gets proper bizarre. Turns out Celtic were sniffing about him last season. Their scouts were spotted at Charleroi games trying to get eyes on Gagon, but surprise, surprise, nothing came of it. Another classic case of Celtic watching a player dithering on a deal and leaving the door wide open for Rangers to swoop in and do it properly. Now, Danny Röhl has him on the shortlist alongside names like Skov Olsen and Romain Mundel. You can see the plan forming. There's a serious rebuild going on, and it's about putting players in who actually fit the system, not just warming the bench and running down contracts. And that brings us to Kieran Dowell and Rabbi Matondo, 2 players who, frankly, look like they're at the end of the road at Ibrox. Out of contract in the summer, barely getting a sniff lately, and if Gagon or anyone else comes in, you'd imagine they're getting shown the door even sooner. You can't be building something fresh and still dragging deadwood behind you. If Rangers sign Parfait Guiagon, knowing Celtic scouted him first but failed to move, would that be the ultimate proof that Rangers are now running a smarter, more ambitious transfer policy than the lot across the city? Right then, here's one that might raise a few eyebrows. Elliot Watt, from Motherwell to Ibrox. You read that right. Now, before you scoff, listen. Kevin Thompson, a man who knows what it means to wear the badge, reckons Watt could do a job at Ibrox. That's not some throwaway comment either. Watt's been catching the eye this season, racking up 4 goals and 2 assists in 27 games, pulling the strings for a Motherwell side that's not just surviving, but genuinely pushing in the top half of the table, only 7 points behind Rangers. The lad's 24 and he's got a proper Scottish engine on him. He sees a pass, he's technically sound, and he's thriving under the spotlight. His manager, Jens Berthel Askew, isn't just brushing off the transfer talk. He says Watt's loving it, enjoying life, enjoying football, and rising to the moment. And with Connor Barron out until March, there's a gap in that midfield. Chukwuani's come in. Aye, but he's more of a left-sided midfielder. Watt, on the other hand, could slot in as a deep-lying number 6. Grit, vision, and a familiarity with the league. He ticks the boxes. Let's not forget, Thompson said, Watt's good enough for either Rangers or Celtic. That alone should tell you where this lad's ceiling is. And if Celtic are even thinking about him, then you know Rangers need to be moving sharp and getting ahead of the curve. If Elliot Watt signs for Rangers and thrives in midfield after being ignored for years, does that prove there's still a snobbery at Ibrox when it comes to signing domestic talent from smaller clubs like Motherwell? Joe Rothwell, 6 months in and already packing his bags. That's the brutal reality under Danny Roll at Ibrox. Signed by Russell Martin last summer, Rothwell came in with pedigree, championship title winner, former Manchester United prospect, bags of experience. On paper, it looked like a tidy bit of business, but football isn't played on paper, and since Martin was shown the door, Rothwell's Rangers career has vanished quicker than a Celtic fan in Seville. He's not kicked a ball for Rangers since November, and reports now claim he's played his last game for the club. Fitness concerns, a system that doesn't suit him, and new midfield blood like Tochi Chukwuani arriving. It's clear Roll's vision doesn't include the 30-year-old. And fair play to the manager. Ruthless decisions are what separate the serial winners from the sentimental ones. If a player doesn't fit the puzzle, you move them on, no matter the CV or the past hype. Sheffield United are now leading the race for Rothwell's signature. Chris Wilder's desperate to breathe life into their campaign, and Rothwell, with 36 league games under his belt for Leeds last season during their promotion run, could be the steadying presence they need in midfield. But at Ibrox, the time's up. There's no room for passengers, and Rothwell, for all his quality, just never got out of neutral in Glasgow. Was it a mistake to sign Joe Rothwell in the first place, or is this what happens when you let a previous manager bring in players who clearly were never Rangers standard to begin with? Comment below what you think about the news. Don't forget to leave a like on the video to help me out. I post videos every day talking about our Rangers, so if you're not subscribed, you're missing out on the latest news. See you soon.